Campaign finance refers to the fundraising and spending of money by candidates, political parties, and outside groups to influence elections in the United States. The regulation of campaign finance has been a highly debated topic, balancing concerns over corruption with First Amendment free speech rights. Please consider subscribing to this channel to encourage better content creation and future updates. Key laws and regulations. Over the years, Congress and the Supreme Court have shaped campaign finance through legislation and court rulings. The Federal Election Campaign Act, or FECA, originally passed in 1971 and amended in 1974, included key provisions. It limited the amount individuals and political action committees, or PACs, could contribute to candidates. The Act also created the Federal Election Commission, or FEC, to oversee and enforce campaign finance laws. It required the disclosure of campaign contributions and expenditures. Additionally, FECA set limits on campaign expenditures, although these limits were later ruled unconstitutional in the Buckley v. Valeo case. Buckley v. Valeo, 1976. The key ruling upheld limits on contributions to candidates. It struck down limits on candidate expenditures, ruling that spending money on one's own campaign is a form of free speech. Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act, 2002, also known as the McCain-Feingold Act. Key provisions included banning soft money, which are unregulated donations to political parties for so-called party-building activities. Restricted issue ads funded by corporations and unions close to elections, increased limits on individual contributions. Citizens United v. FEC 2010, key ruling struck down bans on corporate and union spending in elections, ruled that independent expenditures which are not coordinated with candidates are a form of free speech. This led to the rise of super PACs, political action committees, that can raise and spend unlimited money on independent expenditures. McCutcheon v. FEC in 2014. The key ruling here struck down aggregate limits on individual contributions to multiple candidates and committees. Individuals can now donate to as many candidates or committees as they want, but the per-candidate limit still applies. Types of political donations and groups. Campaign finance is fueled by different sources of money, regulated in different ways. Hard money refers to direct contributions to candidates. These contributions are subject to strict FEC limits and disclosure rules. Soft money, which was banned by the BCRA, previously allowed donations to political parties for party building and voter mobilization. Often used to bypass contribution limits before it was banned. Political action committees, or PACs, are organizations that raise money to donate directly to candidates or political parties. Limited contributions. Individuals can donate up to $5,000 per year to a PAC. PACs can contribute up to $5,000 per election to a candidate. Super PACs, created after Citizens United. They can raise and spend unlimited amounts of money for independent expenditures. Super PACs cannot donate directly to candidates or coordinate with campaigns. They often fund ads attacking or supporting candidates. Super PACs, or political action committees, can raise and spend unlimited amounts of money. These organizations are often involved in activities like running ads, sending mail, and other forms of communication that advocate for or against political candidates. However, they cannot coordinate directly with the candidates or their campaigns. 527 groups are tax-exempt organizations that influence elections through issue advocacy. They cannot explicitly endorse or oppose a candidate, though. These groups focus on broader political issues and aim to shape public opinion and policy. 527 groups must disclose their donors. This transparency allows the public to see who is funding their activities and ensures accountability in the political process. 501 C4 organizations, often referred to as dark money. These are tax-exempt social welfare organizations that engage in political activities. They can spend money on politics, but it cannot be their primary focus. These organizations do not have to disclose their donors, making them a source of dark money. Impact of money in politics. The role of money in elections has raised major concerns and debates. Arguments for less regulation, often framed as free speech. Money as speech. Money is a form of speech protected by the First Amendment. Restrictions unfairly limit political participation. Large-scale fundraising helps underdog candidates compete against wealthy opponents. Arguments for more regulation often focus on preventing corruption. Large donations create undue influence and buy access to politicians. Super PACs and dark money groups allow the wealthy to dominate elections. Limits are needed to ensure fair and transparent elections. The influence of big money. Billionaires and corporations play a major role in funding super PACs. Dark money from undisclosed donors influences policy and elections. Rising costs of campaigns make candidates dependent on big donors. Efforts at reform. Despite various attempts at reform, campaign finance remains a controversial issue, public financing. Some states and cities offer public funding to candidates who refuse large private donations. One example is the Presidential Election Campaign Fund. The Presidential Election Campaign Fund, though rarely used today, remains an important part of campaign finance history. The DISCLOSE Act, it's a proposed law requiring full transparency in campaign finance. Aim to close loopholes allowing anonymous donations. Repeatedly blocked in Congress. Calls for constitutional amendment. Some advocates propose overturning Citizens United through a constitutional amendment to limit corporate influence. In summary, campaign finance remains a major issue in US politics, with ongoing battles over free speech, corruption, and transparency. As campaigns become more expensive and outside groups play a larger role, the debate over reform continues to shape the future of American elections.